Envoy, how good to see you here as we stand together at the brink of this historic event. I don't know if thank you is precisely what I want to say, but I am grateful to you for bringing Dolna's theft to light. Paradise burns from the torches of the Steel Garrote. The people of the Living Lands stand ready to defend their home. Want? Ah, that is a dangerous word, want. It only leads to disappointment. But, nevertheless...
You're being dramatic. Wanting things drives you to get those things.
Ah, that is true. But my role as an archivist is to be an impartial witness. Nonetheless, I have to admit that if there is anything I want, it is this. Whatever the outcome of the upcoming battle, do not forget us. I fear that more than our deaths. If Edir and the Steel Garrote have their way, they'll strip the history books of any mention of our culture and our ways. Future generations will only ever know us as an appendage of the Empire. I hope it doesn't come to that. I hope so, Envoy. I truly do. That's as much as I'll say. You have a role in deciding what happens next. Do the right thing, Envoy. Let history remember you for the correct reasons.
Giata, where have you been?
Where haven't I been? I journeyed to the heart of the Living Lands, where time held its breath, and dreams had more substance than reality.
May I see it?
Not if you value your life.
Envoy, I knew you'd show up eventually.
It's good to see a familiar face. How are you?
My revenants were very happy in Paradise until the Steel Garrote stepped out of line. When I heard tensions were brewing, I thought to myself, this is a job for the undead. So I gathered the flock. Likewise. I'll keep them on a tight leash, just in case the Steel Garrote breach our defenses. Better to have them and not need them. Oh, and I've been meaning to thank you. Whatever you did in the garden seems to have worked. My revenants are docile again. No more rude displays of aggression. I couldn't be more proud. Indeed. The metaphysical currents of the Living Lands are beginning to settle. Best of luck out there. And don't worry about a thing. My flock will keep us safe and secure.
Thank you, Elia. My compliments to the flock, as always.
Enjoy your creepy corpse friends, or whatever.
What a mess.
We know you. Did you help us? We must have seen you in a dream. Adelaro. Does he fight for us? Why do we think of this name?
I thought Belena would be safer if she were here with me.
How's Casagrada?
As prepared as he'll ever be.
Who knows? Maybe all this will make a hero out of him.
We don't need more heroes. We need everyone to come back alive.
I'll give you that. Just be ready. Nobody's taking Paradise today. Not on my watch.
I'll stay back here. The others can provide close-range support.
If I go first and distract them... Oh, this is a bad idea.
If you're wounded, find a place to lie down. Someone will get to you before you bleed out. If I seem distracted, I apologize. I'm tending to the fallen, as you can see. Believe it or not, we have more than enough supplies. The Clavager knew this day might come. Unfortunately, my hands are full with the dying and the dead, and there's too many of both. If I don't get any sleep, I might be the next casualty. I suppose I've earned a couple of winks. You look like you could use a few. The next time we see each other, I just hope the fighting's done.
You're not doing anyone any good if you're too tired to think. Get some rest.
So, here we are. The first and last battle for the living lands. In times like these, hope is everything. Metaphysically, the battle is already over. Sapadal is free, and the Dream Scourge is gone. But politically, we have a small mess to tidy up. I intend to send a message to the Steel Garrote, and it won't be subtle. Anyway, who knows what tomorrow will bring, so let's be grateful for today. You've earned a little peace of mind. I think that's enough wool gathering for now. Besides, I need to tinker on the phantasmal focus. Make sure it's ready for war. Don't stay up too late. Anything in particular? Go on then. Don't be shy. Neither can I. I never used to believe in destiny. Life always felt meaningless, like groping through the dark. But in a good way. All of that was before the garden. What are the odds that you and I meet? And after a series of mishaps, I learned the truth about my family's past? Destiny is truly unavoidable. For whatever reason, certain things must happen in due course. Whatever you choose to call it. A coincidence like this does not happen every day. Let's appreciate it for what it is. Moments like this are few and far between. Thanks for talking. We should take a moment to acknowledge what happened back there. Sapadal's imprisonment shaped this island. Now that everything's changed, I'm curious what will happen. We cannot know if the living lands will normalize or destabilize as a result of our actions. For better or worse, change is inevitable. Let's hope it all works out in the end, because the other gods aren't coming to answer our prayers. I hope you don't mind me bringing it up. The subject matter is a bit much for our little camp. You're too kind. I want you to know this has been an unforgettable experience. Wherever we go from here, I'm grateful to have been a part of it. Until next time. If I must.
Even though I can't use them anymore, I'm loath to give away my perfumery supplies.
Why would you have to give them away?
I fear I've lost my sense of smell forever.
What makes you say that?
Well, it's either that or you've suddenly stopped your odorous assault. One is far more likely than the other.
Well, I might have put a bit of that perfume you gave me in my pits. Just a bit.
That's wonderful news. Oh, it doesn't irritate you or anything of the sort?
Not irritated, no.
Good, I'm glad. I was a little worried about not using a seed oil base, but it seems to have smothered your scent quite well.
I just wanted to keep the animals away.
Yes, keep the animals away, not your friends, dearie. I'll make a new batch for you just as soon as I'm able.
There you are, Envoy. You ready for this? You're probably right. I guess whatever happens, at least we stopped the Dream Scourge, right? This is just cleanup. Just figuring out who controls the living lands from here out. You said it, not me. Anyway, you should get some rest. Oh, if you need to rehearse any speeches or whatever, make sure you do it in front of someone else. I promise you I've heard it. Talk to you later, Envoy.
Did someone teach you to fight? Or is every Roatayan born with a sword and pistol in hand?
I like to think we're naturals on the battlefield, but I got my training in the Roatayan Navy.
Does no one study before then?
We learn the basics, just like anyone else. Believe it or not, we don't all become soldiers. We've got trade guilds and universities. Our best scholars wind up at the Lore College.
Interesting.
What brought this on?
Well, I was flinging fireballs at a very young age, and I wondered if Rauatai had perfected fireproof homes.
The storms take care of that for us.
Fair point. There's my favorite Adiran. Tired already, Envoy?
We'll finish this together. We'll finish this together.
Envoy, what do you need? Pleasant dreams.
Things moved fast while we were in the garden.
The Envoy. Is that you? Envoy, how did you... I don't know.
It's great to see you again, but where the fuck did you come from?
You just appeared out of nowhere.
Close enough.
Once word about Paradis reached us, we were allowed to go.
That's not important right now, Radut.
Right. Forgive me, Envoy. I won't keep you long. I just want to make one request while you're here. As much as you can, be good to the living lands.
Don't let Adir fuck us over, is what he means.
More or less. I'd just like for us to live lives that are free, for us, not Adir to determine our fates. It's going to be up to you, Envoy. I know you have much to do, so I'll just leave you with that. Thank you.
Show the Steel Girls who built the living lands. When we strike as Pargrunen, we strike as one.
Envoy. It's not surrender. I'm offering you a seat at the table, Governor.
Envoy? Is it really you?
Mihala told us you went into some place called the Garden to seek a god?
When you didn't return, we took you for dead.
Did you meet your god there? The one whose marks you bear?
The origin of the Dream Scourge? It was the act of a god this whole time?
Everyone, please, please. We could get to the bottom of this if you would only let them speak.
It's been weeks, Envoy. What happened?
Well, you might not believe me, but I didn't want any of this to happen.
You're right. I don't believe you.
It was Ludwine who called for the attack. She and her steel garrote laid siege to the city shortly after you beat her to the garden.
The Steel Garrote broke through several days ago. As far as we can tell, Central Paradis has been completely overrun. What citizens still live are no doubt in hiding, including many of my people.
You couldn't have known this would happen. Don't take the guilt of the Steel Garrote upon yourself.
Some Paradisans got out, but we expect hundreds have been killed.
We brought as many Hail and Able from Thirdborn as would come. But after the Dream Scourge and our losses from Naku Kubel, we could spare so few. I worry it won't be enough.
Likewise, my wardens are still reeling from effects of the eruption. Most of my men remain at the keep. I can't risk them against the Steel Garrote for the sake of Paradis, not when we are so few.
Well, it's been a point of debate. We can't agree on how to stand against the Steel Garrote, nor who should lead the effort.
Nobody wants to risk their people at the front.
So you let the Paradis militia go it alone?
Even if our meager forces should make it inside,
the siege won't end until Ludwine does. And none of you know how to kill her.
Precisely. The lawful settlement of a new Adirian colony, supposedly. Or the establishment of a Wodekin state. She could win with a godlike in her ranks. Your presence would serve as a powerful endorsement. Somewhere inside that hollow head of hers, I believe she always hoped she'd turn you to her side. Remember, she has an obligation to Wodica, a solemn oath. And neither the Steel Garrote nor the queen that was look kindly upon oath breakers.
Because a victory here would discourage resistance elsewhere. The better question is, why didn't you stop her?
Excuse me? She's a 7-foot-tall skeleton powered by her devotion to the goddess of retribution. This isn't my fault.
Sure. Just blame the dead woman. Very mature.
Who else should I blame exactly? Our envoy, perhaps? For not stopping Ludwig and the Tusks?
You could start with blaming your own incompetence. Why are you treating him with kid gloves when Paradis cries out for help?
Enough. I've heard your concerns. We cannot change it now.
The Inquisitor was so convinced the Living Lands would unite against Adir that she's nearly made it true. One people, one law, one true God. That's Ludwig's vision for the Living Lands.
I can't wait to see how you weasel out of this one.
I know it will. We are leading by example, returning order and dignity to Paradis in the wake of the Clavager's death. We will do the same to the frontier, given the chance.
Where was order and dignity when you burned Fior Messivernal?
My administration had nothing to do with that, as I know you know. Adiran rule and rule by the Steel Garrote would be markedly different beasts.
Spoken like a fucking diplomat. Splitting hairs when it all comes from the same head.
Order and dignity. That's what you think we're missing? Bastards! All of you!
Isn't Paradis, its port, its trade, enough for you?
What passes between Ludwig and her men, or between Ludwig and the Emperor, for that matter, is not my affair. But if I had to guess, this was the alternative. The Inquisitor answers only to Wodekan. In attacking Paradis, she has dragged us all far beyond the bounds of the Emperor's desires. I've answered your questions. Now I would like you, all of you, to answer mine. Ludwig has sent a message to the Emperor informing him of her attack. He will send advisors and reinforcements swiftly in response. What will his representatives find when they arrive? A new colony? A budding grave room? Before you face Ludwig, you should know what you're fighting for. All of you must decide, together. But whatever you decide, understand, the days of the frontier are done. Adir will come. Indeed, we are already here. The Living Lands would become an extension of the Adiran Empire in leadership and law. Soldiers bearing the flag of Adir would be garrisoned in every town. They would be paid in Adiran shelling and speak only the Adiran language. Their roads would be smooth Adiran roads. Their medicine would be hygienic Adiran medicine. And their weapons would be efficient Adiran weapons. Our customs would become their customs. Our strengths would become their strengths. Our emperor would become their emperor. Turned toward a common purpose. No one, not Rauatai, not the Valian republics, not even a rogue god, would dare attack the Living Lands. This island would be safe for the first time in its history, and safe it would remain.
The Adder's promise. Flip our feathers as we find our wings. The deed binds as the wire binds. To drown us. Why were we set free?
He would suppress our culture before it's had a chance to grow. Everything my people cultivated would be reduced to a footnote. If you have any love for this land, do not allow him to overwrite our history.
Rawatai built its empire from colonies like this. Many have become centers of culture and prosperity, backed by the protection of a strong navy. Of course, it can take decades to get there. And this road isn't an easy one. But Adir won't be the only empire eyeing this place. A formal agreement now could protect us from something worse later.
It shall be peaceful in that all dissenters will be silenced. So there's that.
The Living Lands is a lot of things, but it will never be Adir, no matter how hard Adir wants it to be. Adir should turn back now and save everyone a bunch of blessed trouble.
The traditions of solace are what give my wardens their strength. Without them, we would buckle under the weight of the tusks. I would sooner walk my people into the acid sea than trust an Adiran to hold me up.
What need does Thirdborn have for the protections of Adiran soldiers? We have cannons, cliffs, and wills forged in the storms of Rawatai. And should Rawatai come for us, we will rain hellfire down on their heads. Your Adirans could do no better.
Under my leadership, the city my father founded was destroyed, and my people were left without a home. If I am not strong enough to lead, well, my people are already under Adir's protection.
Of course. The Living Lands would retain its own laws under a grave appointed by the Emperor. The grave would be expected to promote and develop the Living Lands to our mutual benefit. They would divide the island into administrative districts and see them governed by mayors appointed from the local communities. The island would provide tribute in the form of resources and taxes, and in times of war, soldiers. The Empire, I should note, is nearly always at war. In return, the Living Lands would enter Adir's sphere of influence, and should outside nations attempt to invade, we would come to the Grave Room's aid. Naturally, that would be the Emperor's decision. But I suspect he would choose you. Only the strong survive the frontier. I used to believe that was Ludwig. But you were born to rule here. Quite literally. Have some faith in yourself, Envoy. You'd grow into the role in time.
Tribute, he says. Taxes, soldiers. The Empire has tried it all before. Look to the Eastern Reach if you don't believe me. They want to bleed us dry, to fill their coffers and fight their wars, to break us like wild animals. But I will not bend.
It's still a gamble, but I think it's the safest bet. We get the benefits of Imperial trade and protection without losing all of what makes this place special. There's no way of knowing what it would mean in another generation or two. But right now, it gives us the security and stability to recover.
We were fine before Adir showed up, and we'll be fine when they're gone. Trust the lands and her people, Envoy.
If we give Adir power over us, we can't be surprised if they decide to flex it later.
Subtle, pernicious. Cut the rot, yet the disease remains. Safety among spiders. A web gleaming with dew. They weave, they wait.
We give up our fighters and the wealth of our lands, and get promises in return. Can you wield a promise, Envoy? Can you drink it like clean water? Can you see it when you open both eyes wide?
The grave rum could work, so long as trade keeps moving through the Scarp and you're willing to serve as our go-between, Envoy. And we'll have cannons enough to deter the Adirans from trying anything stupid.
If a grave realm will put an end to the fighting and allow my people to remain safely in Paradise, I suppose this is an arrangement I could accept.
Of course. Oh, Envoy, no. Do not suggest that lightly. Think of the Emperor. There would be reprisals. Ones which this conclave could not survive, fractured as you are. Not unless you came together and formed a nation of your own. It would be difficult. No, impossible. I'm certain you would fail. Think of your people, all of you. Think of the lives at stake.
Risk into bounty. Does the winter frost dissuade the seeds? Many fruits on our boughs. We graft many leaves into strength.
We deserve our autonomy, even if we must fight for it. Anything less would be surrender.
Fleeing someone else's laws and authority is one thing, setting up your own is another. We're an island of misfits and dissidents. We'll still have to surrender some of our autonomy, and we won't agree on what that means overnight. We'll be vulnerable. Without allies, other powers will see us as ripe for the picking. Know that this is a hard road to walk.
We were fine before Adir came. We'll be fine when they're gone.
I think we ran things perfectly fine before your kin got here.
Though I'm hardly eager to work with any of you. I like the idea of twisting beneath Adir's boot heel, even less. So long as the Wardens can continue our vigil. I'm open to uniting, if you are.
It's a nice idea, but consider the costs. If we walk away from a relationship with Adir, we're leaving a lot of trade on the table. But the people of Thirdborn have friends in the world. I'm sure we'd find our way through.
My people rely on the sufferance of those in Paradise for safety. We have no homes of our own anymore. And Paradise will bear the brunt of the Emperor's reprisals, whatever those may be. But if this is what this conclave wants, then Fior will stand beside you.
Well, let's not twiddle our thumbs while Paradise burns. Envoy, be reasonable. This is not a good idea. Give these people an ounce of agency, and there's no telling what they'll do. Wodaka, have mercy on my soul. Well, what will the illustrious leaders of the Living Lands decide?
So this is what I want. I would prefer we keep to ourselves as we have, but if it will take all of us to repel your people, a united Living Lands it is.
The Living Lands is going to need trade partners if we're gonna make it out here. I support a grave rum.
My people are dependent on the goodwill of Paradise, and thus, the Empire. I believe a stable colony would be best.
Well, it would seem we are deadlocked. Well, thankfully, my work is nearly done. And when I am gone, Envoy, Paradise will be yours. So, in the spirit of the times, what say you, Mayor?
Look at how we've come together to stand against tyranny. We deserve our freedom. Don't make this fight be for nothing.
But don't risk our survival on an idea, either. Between the Dream Scourge, the siege of Paradise, and destruction we've seen on the way, we're gonna need time to rebuild. And we'll need more than principles to do it. If Adir can give us the support and protection we need, I say we take it. I'm for a grave room.
It was our home before any of this started. So maybe send Adir home and let us live here in peace.
Darling, after all we've seen your homeland do on our journey, I think it's time to send them home and leave the lands be.
No surprises there. Nevertheless, it's what's right. Someone very wise said that to me once. In all seriousness, you can quit any time. But in this moment, you are the mayor-elect of Paradise. So you will decide. A grave room it shall be, then.
I do not trust your empire to show restraint in its control of the living lands. Gods help us.
We can worry about the future when it comes. This at least gives us the backing to survive and rebuild.
Right. Might as well go ahead and start designing those rebel flags sooner rather than later.
Good. We'll have perhaps a whole week of peace before the yoke starts chafing.
I will do my level best to convince the Emperor to accept a grave room. That leaves the matter of Ludwine and the Steel Garrote. She will never surrender, Envoy. You must kill her, or we will lose Paradise, and eventually the island. So long as her passion for Wodica lives, so too will her spirit.
Then we destroy her faith, and the rest of her will follow. I have a theory about this. Let's talk at camp if you want to hear it. But I think we can kill her.
Oh, good. That'll be easy.
It is not, I think, impossible.
Whatever happens to the living lands, at least I can kill Ludwine. I'll take that over nothing.
She better say her goodbyes while she can.
I'm proud to fight at your side, Envoy. One last time.
Let's get to work then. We've got a walking corpse to bury.
The Paradise militia will be at your back. Give her no quarter. The future waits for you.
You're more than worth it. Now go. No doubt the Inquisitor grows impatient for the hunt.
Show them that the living lands will not be broken across Wodica's knee.
Gather your forces and secure the eastern gate. From there, take back the main plaza. I have faith in you. When my homeland needed one, we all do what we must. Gods be with you, Envoy.
Let's take back the city. Whatever happens tomorrow, the Steel Garrote can only make it worse.
Time to stop the Steel Garrote. Lead the way, Envoy.
Let's go free a city, shall we?
can't sleep. Neither can I. We're going into battle for the soul of the living lands, rallying under the banners of the Paradise militia. Your Emperor will not be pleased. Political influence is dangerous. If you aren't careful, it can turn against you. When a godlike fights in battle, people take note of which side. The Adirans will doubt your loyalty. The locals will doubt your commitment. You may even doubt yourself. This is the first time you were told to pick a side. And I fear it won't be the last. Only a little bit. Just enough to keep me up at night. From what I understand, your ambassador is very persuasive, very powerful, and very accustomed to getting his way. For a politician like him, losing a battle is not a defeat. It's an opportunity. When he promises you the world, don't listen. He'll fill your head with lies if you let him. Well, at least I can say I tried. We should prepare. I can't help but feel like time is running out. In truth, I'm not as worried as I used to be. I've been thinking about the Inquisitor. Formulating a theory, you might say. A Death Guard clings to their existence by force of will. Stubbornness, unfinished business, that sort of thing. Ludwig is held together by faith, and that may be her undoing. I could be wrong, but I don't think malice alone is enough to sustain a life that should have ended. It takes something more enriching, I suppose. A personal crusade. Faith is the foundation of her reality. Faith in the righteousness of the gods. But according to her faith, Sapadal should not exist. A new god independent of hers? Blasphemy. By that logic, you shouldn't exist either. And yet here you are. Yes, but she's weaker than she knows. If not in body, then in spirit. You are the godlike of a heretical god, a contradiction to her reality. Can you imagine how much she needs you to die? Her entire worldview depends on it. Who knows? Maybe that uncertainty is enough to make her mortal again. Or maybe not. I'm just theorizing as I go. Whatever happens, I want to see it for myself. For the research. When I agreed to travel with you, I didn't think I'd find myself at the center of a political upheaval. And now the Living Lands is dependent on the Empire's generosity. Generosity which can be given and taken away. We're free to make our own laws until our Adiran masters revoke them. We're free to thrive until our taxes finance your next war, with our people padding the front lines. We're free until we're not. At the end of the day, I don't trust the Empire to show restraint with the Living Lands. They've done nothing to earn it. Well, you picked the wrong time to have a change of heart. Is it really that obvious? No matter who wins or loses, the Living Lands won't be the same. In my heart, I know that's a good thing. Life is impossible without change, and change can be frightening. I just want to put this behind us. I want it to be over. You want to talk? Let's talk. I'll tell you whatever I know. Until next time. I can't wait to give the Steel Garrote a piece of my mind. The reckoning is long overdue.
You're gonna give them a lot more than a piece of your mind. Save some for the rest of us.
Odd fighting alongside the militia, but it feels right. Like we're fighting for the survival of the lands.
Now we get to see how much the Steel Garrote like being set to the torch.
You should get some sleep. Big day coming up. Well, I'm just fine. More or less. I've been in a lot of dangerous situations, but it's always been a fight to survive. It's just a fight. Putting my life on the line for someone else's cause. It's the opposite of survival. It's foolishness. You helped me through some rough Sokka, Envoy. Your cause became my cause at that point. We're about to go out there and risk our lives for what? A concept of how things ought to be? We might die, all to determine who sleeps in the nicest house in Paradise until the island decides it's time for a change. It's fine. Really. But it's some blessed day Sokka when you think about it. Right. Careful you don't get stuck in all that sap. I'll be all right, Envoy. You go get some blessed day rest.
After everything we've been through, I won't let you down.
Well, here we are. We're doing this. We're fighting your people. Are you okay? No doubts or second thoughts? Well, at least you're honest. Thinking back on all we've done, it's impressive, don't you think? You went to the garden, a prison untouched by time. We both learned the truth about our Akedan origins. Oh dear. Do you think we knew each other in our past lives? Clearly. And that's skipping to the end. I mean, think of all we've done. You helped the Animancers get back on their feet after Fjord was raised. You even saved Nakukubel, immeasurably advancing the study of the Akida. Second only to my library, of course. Who would have thought I'd be here, fighting with an Adiran? When you put it like that, I suppose you are the lucky one. Truly, thank you. I'm forever changed for our time together. As weird as you are, Envoy, I'm glad we're here, now, ready to save the living lands. Well, let's go kill that dead woman. How can I help, darling? Sweet dreams, Envoy.
What do you want, Envoy? Hadir and the Steel Garrote will regret ever laying eyes on the living lands. Yes, for now. Adir cannot be allowed to win. If they gain a foothold, they'll devour the rest of the living lands. All of us must be free, or none of us are. Give the Steel Garrote the end they deserve. I hope we won't regret this decision.
Glad you're on our side.
I thought it might come to this. The Steel Garrote have their fingers around our throats. And yet you, of all people, came to our defense. Call me astonished. For the sake of our survival, let's hope they don't. Tell me, how is Giata? Good for her. At least her education is being put to use. As for you, Envoy, good luck in the battle to come. You're fighting for our future. Farewell.
Glad to see he's finally grown up a bit.
We shall tear your enemies apart.
Watch out! You should be here.
Upward, watch your left!
Coming from your right.
Who's ready for more?
Stop right now!
Go ahead. I'll hang back and watch the gate.
Nice work.
Just what everyone needs at the end. Someone to watch him die.
Didn't you explode just a little bit the last time we saw you?
Barely holding on, really. I'll always thank the gods that we took down the mines and crippled the Living Land's resistance. Damn right I do. On that note, I'm glad to see you. I can't believe, after everything we accomplished in Shatterscarp, that you would betray the Emperor. Why, Envoy? And the others here are deserving. Why? Because they made it here some number of years before us. You won't stop us. Even if I'm food for worms. One way or another, these lands belong to Adir. The Envoy? Of course you'd be the last face I see. I guess I shouldn't be surprised to see you here. I have. As an Adiran soldier, it's only fitting I die here at the dawn of our war against the Living Lands. But never mind that. That isn't what's important right now. You've declared yourself for the enemy. You've turned your back on Adir, on the Emperor. Again. I don't understand. Why, Envoy? What right do the others have to be here? Because they landed some number of years before us? Does that mean they deserve it? You won't stop us. Even if I'm food for worms. One way or another, these lands belong to Adir. You sicken me.
First Eagle's Reach, now here.
Not saying a word. I thought you left town weeks ago. We'll be fine. We're more stubborn than we look. I saw a few on my way here. I imagine they've been waiting for this to happen for a long time. Listen, one of the Garot's units is scouting up ahead, maybe 5 strong. I wouldn't want to fight them if I were you. Take this key. It'll unlock the gate to the canals. You can thank the captain who forgot it. Why should I? It's always worked before. I wish someone had stood up to the Steel Garot a long time ago. But, well, you're here now. That's what matters. Good luck.
should go now. All the fighting's died down.
Can you not hear the screaming outside?
She's right. We can't go now. Then when? Shall we wait till the Garrote set this bar alight?
They have thaumaturges out there. You saw them.
Soon there'll be thaumaturges in here.
What have you stayed then? Just until we've cleared a path.
They will run you through before you get 10 steps out the door.
We should be helping Cat. We're soldiers, aren't we? We are helping. We're helping her.
Envoy! I doubted I'd ever see you again. I imagine I could guess what brings you back to Paradis. It seems so long ago that I asked you to track down some luminous Adra for my experiment. I do sometimes wonder how my life would be different had you come to me with the Adra you found. I'm sure you had your reasons for giving it to someone else. No doubt their plans were as philanthropic as mine. I hold you no ill will, Envoy. I do wish you the best.
They want to die that badly. Who am I not to kill them?
Envoy, am I ever glad to see you? Want to go home?
Please, leave me be. Take care of yourself out there.
Get off me!
Stop right there.
Another
That's
glorious
done?
battle.
Who's hungry? Is someone there? Found you.
We've got company! On your way!
What exactly do you think you're doing?
Liviana, don't you ever take a break?
You nearly died in my clinic. Correction, you did die. And now look at you, fighting the Steel Garrote. What have you got to say for yourself? Well, at least you're alive. Try and keep it that way. Kai, is this your doing?
Come on. I couldn't have kept him out of the action if I wanted to.
I knew you were a bad influence. We're patching up folks as best we can, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. War is a damn bloody mess. You're damn lucky to be one of those few. At least for now. I can't say I approve of you leaping into the fray, but it's always nice catching up with a former patient. Gods be with you, Envoy. For my sake, try not to die a second time.
Come on. You know this. You practiced with Uncle Capo 100 times. Tight? Not too tight. You don't want to cut off the blood flow. Envoy, it's good to see you fighting on the right side of history. Out of curiosity, what turned you against the Steel Garrote? It takes courage to stand against those fanatics. You know the Steel Garrote a lot better than we do. Their coordination is damn impressive. Any advice? Not a bad idea. When the fighting starts, some soldiers forget how to think on their feet. Ready to make history whenever you are.
And stay down.
You're a natural commander.
Liviana believes in me. I can't afford to let her down.
Be seeing you, Envoy.
Envoy! Help us to the right side of history.
Here we go! What you got?
Game number.
Right there!
In the meantime, stay with me. Don't do anything.
Next one's mine! For our freedom!
So, you came around to our side. Guess Kai's rubbing off on you.
We'll be lucky to make it out of here alive.
Boudica demands your submission.
stand against her and fall.
Let's pay Ludwig one final visit, shall we?
Lead on. I'm with you to the end.
Let's make sure she stays dead this time. All right, dearie?
There you are.
So, you survived the garden, but you're not as you were. Oh, Envoy. What did you do?
We have become more. Tell her.
You did what now?
Your envoy has made themselves an abomination. A threat to the very foundations of Aora. Say your goodbyes while you can. Your envoy is nearly gone.
Envoy, come back to us. You can walk away from this.
There will never be another you again, Envoy. And I'm sorry to hear that.
Quiet. This is what we wanted. This is what I wanted. I will never be alone again.
You can't even speak to comfort your friends, can you? You poor fool. You had a life of your own, and you threw it away.
Beloved, from the moment of your birth, your life was always mine. Now, tell her. Leave my land in peace, and I will spare your life.
You know I can't do that, fiend. You are a parasite. One that will destroy Adir, and perhaps all the world if I don't stop you. Farewell, Sapadal.
Let's finish this. Together.
You won't be missed, Ludwig.
You can't hope to win, parasite.
I'll put you down as many...
I am every seed in the soil. I will always grow.
This is what we prepared for. No port.
Come on! Give him a
Whoa! Queen of our queens! Send me your aid!
Your river of power runs dry. She doubts you. How does it feel to be alone?
The Inquisitor sounds good.
I am the soul of this land. You have no power over me anymore.
She's desperate, our boys. This is it. Look for you. Come and get me.
Wherever Ludwine is now, she must be seething.
Of course, we'd be happy to kill her again, if needed.
She's done for, but we're not. Whatever's next, we'll face it. Together.
Guys, you're all gonna make me sick. But carry on.
Dead now. The roots will have her, and we will have you. Nothing will separate us forever.
Silence falls over Paradis, as though the city is holding its breath. Then you hear it, the ringing of a distant bell, the waving of banners, and cheers of victory. After a short and bloody conflict, the dust has finally begun to settle. The Paradis militia rallies to you, the outsider who defended them in their hour of need. Whatever happens next, you have won their confidence. You take a moment to reflect on the calm. Not so long ago, you arrived at these shores on a simple errand, which turned out to be anything but simple. The Dream Scourge is over, and the island has been cleansed of plague. A time of healing and mourning follows. People look to you for answers about the source of the affliction. With your guidance, the Living Lands becomes a vassal of the Adiran Empire. In exchange for their taxes and soldiers, the free settlements are protected from future attacks. The fight for survival is over. You showed the rebels of Paradis mercy, but they can never trust the Empire. Instead, they keep to the wilderness, always 2 steps ahead of Adir, only attacking when provoked. That is as close as they come to peace. The refugees of Emerald Stair find a cold welcome in the city of Paradis. Animancy is frowned upon, but their knowledge of agriculture is highly valued. The first bountiful harvest improves relations. The ashes of Fior Messiverno continue to smolder. Scavengers avoid the ruins, fearful of spirits unleashed by animancy gone awry. The once promising city is nothing but a cautionary tale. Though Adir has promised that the Living Lands will retain their autonomy, not everyone in Shatterscarp trusts the Empire. But many Adiran ships sail into the Grave Room's ports, bearing fine linens and aged wines. These ease the painful memory of the day Reengrim culled their people. The loss of both the keep and her oldest friend drive Mihala into a grief so absolute that she cannot face the world or her own people. But the Pargrunen rally around their leader by focusing upon a single endeavor, building a new settlement from the ruins of the old one. Inspired by her people, Mihala returns to herself and to her seat at the council. The doors of this new settlement slowly inch open, a tentative welcome to the once forsaken world. When Kai returns to Thirdborn, he's no longer running. He finds a town that's been diminished by struggle, conflict, and tragedy. He finds home. He helps repair Thirdborn's walls and train its defenders, carrying on Tama's legacy. And while his labors do not restore all that was lost, they build something new. With many of his anxieties and lifelong fears addressed, Marius now feels very differently than he did when he first met the envoy. Still far more comfortable in the wilds than among people, he nonetheless finds that his worries about the unknown were merely self-protection against the traumas of his childhood. Armed with this knowledge, he finds himself more capable of living in civilization and far less fearful of his home in Galawain's tusks. With Solace gone, however, Marius never has a chance to reconcile with his people. Outside of a few travelers here and there, his connection with the Wardens is completely lost. Giada continues to improve as an animancer. She dedicates her work to the spiritual health of the living lands, nurturing instead of exploiting. Others follow her example, seeking her tutelage from lands far and wide. In the years to come, rumors spread of a secret society gathering in the wilderness, where animancers work in harmony with nature. The dream of Fior Mes Iverno lives on in her. Unable to pass up the opportunity, Yatsley takes her place beside Reengrim. Under the tutelage of the Archmage of Terror, Yatsley sees her own power grow beyond her wildest expectations. But Reengrim is a strict master, and the visits to Quilici slow to a stop over the years, leaving her with her grimoire and a pile of letters to warm her in her twilight years.
You will fight us for a long time, but you will lose. Our roots burrow through the walls of your muscles and the halls of your heart, tenderling through organs and bones. Every day, they spread further and deeper. Soon, you'll understand how much we love you, how much we need you. You will not remember why you fought, not for long. You will only know the root and the water and the crow and the joy of the wolves as the pack digs their teeth deep into the belly of the fawn. We will be together forever. We will never let you go.
The sounds of celebration pull you out of reverie. Many are waiting to greet you with open arms. You take a moment to catch your breath and savor it, because everything is about to change.
Eora, a world where